So there's those kinds of conversations. People always kind of knock whatever weapon you're using. That's not really a good tanking weapon, is it? You have a lot of off classes who are like they're in wizard mode or mage mode right now, but they may have a twink tank that they have, and they're automatically telling you how to tank. So you got to deal with that crap. I was talking about this to myself in the car today. This is like the 3 different ways you can handle that conversation. One, you can play the dumb card. Oh my god. The whole time I've been using daggers, I forgot I could use swords, right? Or whatever, So you can play the total dumb card. B, you can play the overly maybe technical card and try to make up something really good, like the damage ratio, the agility allows me to blah blah blah. Make up some kind of really good thing, but that's hard to do because you have to think about all the stats. Or you can, I usually go the C route, which is I make up a story. Hold on a second, my sister just fell down, or hold on a second, my mom's yelling at me, or something that kind of creates a scenario in their mind of where you're at. And I think the more detail you go in that direction, the better, just because it gets crazier and crazier and crazier in your head. Some really good ones. I had a really good one the other day, which was like, hold on a second, cat just walked into the fan, and then people were like, oh my god, he killed his cat, and all that stuff. I always love the ones where like, hold on a second, dad needs to talk to me. Because then that creates the vision in their head that you're like 7 or whatever, and can't talk. Or you can go something like, you know what? I used to play on the role-playing servers a lot, and I just took a vow on this server never to train axes or swords because I think they're kind of against the ethical values of Taurans, or something like that. And just be real serious about it. I don't use them. Is that gonna be an issue? And be straight like that. Why not? Yeah, because there's always some hole in WoW telling you how to play. Never fails. Never fails. And they always want to restate the same thing over and over again. Like, did I not say that we should banish this mob? I thought for sure we had to banish this mob. Did you not hear me? Banish? I want this mob, man, mob. You spend half of your time debating about the current pull you had when you really should just be having fun wiping the instance, going through the instance and killing stuff. But no, you gotta stop after every pull and have an analysis. There's usually an analysis period of how it was pulled, how the damage worked, who did what, check the damage meters, is everybody on par. You spend all this time fucking with crap that does not matter at all. And I think if the designers of the game saw that and saw that happening, I think they would put even a harder mob to like rush you and kill you. That's what I would do if I was designing that instance. I would have sensors in the instance that would censor how much chat you're having. And if you're having too much chat, I would change up the instance. You know what I mean? I would totally would. I'd put invisible mobs in there that no one can see, but the minute the guild and the raid starts doing the whole psychoanalyzing every single move people have, I would just have this thing rip you apart. because you're fucking around. You're super stuff. So yeah, I had people last night telling me that be sure to take off your shield and put another weapon in your other hand so that you can DPS. And I think if you've gotten to 70, you might know how to do that. But that's my guild for me, which is one reason why I really hate my guild. There's no real leadership, and the leadership that does exist, they're just assholes. Yeah, a 17-year-old kid hanging out in the basement or whatever. Or he's a 21-year-old dude that lost his job. Or again, he's maybe 36-year-old and he's got an infant and he's got a watch. But he's got the badass shield of Nartartu, whatever, It makes you want to just, it makes me want to uninstall WoW instantly just because I hate those kind of people. Or again, pick one of my methods, A, B, or C, as far as dealing with them, right? You could be aggressive. You could be like, hey, fuck you, man, right? You could be that, but that, that kind of puts you down a path that, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of. You know, I guess I don't seek out conflict. I guess sometimes I do seek out conflict, but not in a game where it's a virtual fun thing. You know what I mean? Taking something that should be fun and you're turning it into fucking real world crap. Anyways, so we had those issues, and then of course you got the loot issues. You know, you got people rolling on stuff like this. I'm rolling on this for my off spec, you know, or stuff, which is always kind of crap, I think. And then last night they wanted me to do a lot. Can you do DPS? I'm a protection spec warrior. DPS is a joke for me. You know, sure I can pretend, you know, but again it's like it's a joke. I hate that stuff. And there's always the notion like, well, can you go ahead and in the bank and get your arcane resist set? You know, which, you know, you should put that, as a warrior, you should have a resist set for everything, you know, frost and arcane and, you know, pure magic and fire and all that. You know, yet they won't actually spend any time helping you get that gear. They just assume that you have it. And they'll ask you to have it on, but no one else in the raid needs it because they're not really toe-to-toe with the mob, although the AoE still hits them. So it still doesn't make sense to me. Stuff like that. Or somebody yesterday told me how to, you know, be sure to use your bash to interrupt. Did you know that you have this bash thing you can do to interrupt that they're casting this, and what happens, you'll see a bar move, they're casting a spell, and then you need it. The audacity. It's just hilarious. Wow. You know, and it exists other places too. It's in EQ and other worlds. But WoW has really perfected the art of the complete dick, I think. And they exist in Vent too and other stuff. I like to hear him in Vent because they'll try to talk to you, you know, say, you know, Dad, are you gonna take that mob? You know, a lot of times I'm just focused. You know what I mean? I figured it out. I figured it out that the one everything's non-elite except for the one badass dude that's 72 that's elite. And you're already tanking elite, and I'm the off tank. Maybe I'm gonna add it up in my head that I should probably off tank that dude. And so I do. But before on my way there, you're gonna give me a lecture on, hey, bad if you're gonna off tank, you should maybe get that mob. But that's really what I'm here for. You know, it's just, again, there's no respect in WoW. You assume everybody else is a total douchebag, and that's how you run your leadership. And those are to me the tall tale sightings of a guild that's gonna die soon, which is why we've had most of our people leave. But learn. You know, the one guy I really liked is I liked some people I played with the other day. One guy, two guys are like Russian, the other one was Jamaican. Couldn't understand him at all, but we did great damage because we just knew how to play. We didn't use Vent. We used Vent just we can listen to the Russian guy, but. I mean, it was just simple stuff. You know what I mean? I miss my old guild. We just did it. You know what I mean? And if we thought it was too easy, we made it harder. You know, because we're all paying $69.95 every 6 months or whatever for this freaking game. Let's make it fun. You know what I mean? But people don't want that. People want purple epics. They want they want to be badass 24/7. It's really, my dick is this big in real life, and I want to make it this big in the virtual world, or whatever. I don't know. Just don't know. But I think WoW is a great place to work on your improv, work on your comedy, and try to beat other people on there. Because being you doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. Okay, that's it for this morning's ramble. That was some stuff that's in my head. I probably have to raid again tonight. I was going to work on a really good excuse, but I'm probably going to have to raid again tonight. And hopefully it gets better. But if the guy that does the same stuff he did to me last night, I'm going to either A, tell him off, which could be bad, or B, I'm going to give him some great stuff in his head to play with. Like, hold on a second, mom's yelling at me, or, can you guys hold? It's Pizza Man. or put the group on infinite, AFK. That's nothing like. I think that's a great way to kind of treat your raid leader back. You know what I mean? If he's being a dick the whole time, just go on. You can go on AFK. Of course, because you're kind of feeding the own thing that you do to other people that other people do to you, and that's not so nice. But you gotta find some way to just diffuse that guy. Especially it's really hard for me, and he was kind of harping for me because I had a lot of blue gear, and this whole notion of, well, I don't know if this guy can really tank or not, whatever. Even though I had maybe the second highest hit points of anybody in the raid, and that was pretty good for a bunch of blues and 2 greens, and the other guy that had tons of HP, his block rating sucked and mine was better, and little stuff like that. But still, it's this notion that they don't know you, so you must be a dumbass. And so you have options of whether or not to, try to vindicate yourself, which is probably what he wants you to do. He probably wants you to try to really fight and vindicate yourself and prove, and so he can have this big, conflicted conversation with you about stuff. Or you can paint an image in his mind that says, maybe his, notions of you being a 4-year-old from France is right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do on that. All I know is that I really wanted to get back to my mage. That's all I have to say about that. Anyways, that's it for the WoW ramble part.